Hey, how y'all doing out there? Back at you again with another video. Today I'd like to do a comparison between the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro 5G and the Note 10 Plus. Now this is a comparison I've been waiting to do, and I know some of you out there are probably waiting for this comparison as well, and I'm very excited to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you right now from the beginning, I love both of these devices. They're both great devices in their own right. But which one do I think that you should get? It's up to you, but we'll see as we go. I'll do the comparison. You make your decision at the end. I already know which one I'm going to take. And for those that really know me, you already know as well. So let's get started, okay? All right. The Mi 10 Pro was released in 2020. And the Note 10 Plus was released in 2019. All right? So the Mi 20 is the newer device. Now keep in mind, both of these phones are flagship devices, okay? All right. The Mi 10 Pro is a GSM only device, so unfortunately, if you have Sprint or Verizon, you cannot use it. And this device is not offered through any US carrier. So if you want to pick up this device, you got to do it online, and it'll have to be shipped to you because no carriers offer it, unfortunately. All right. Now, Note 10 Plus is fully unlocked for all carriers. So no matter what carrier you use, you're good to go with the Note 10 Plus. The Mi 10 Pro, now the price. Let's talk about the price of the Mi 10 Pro. Now, for $839, you can get 12 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of internal storage. Okay. For $779, you can get the 12 gigs of RAM and the 256 gigs of internal storage. And for $729, you can get 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of internal storage through their website. And I can leave that on the in the description box. All right. So with the Note 10 Plus price, you can get it for $600. Now I've seen it for $619 brand new on eBay. Also, I've seen it for $549 open box on eBay, and it's also available through all your carriers through monthly payments. Also, you can get it through promotionals, trade-ins, or you can go directly to Samsung and get it through their website. All right. Next thing, Mi 10 Pro build quality. Now this comes with Gorilla Glass 5 on the back and the front with aluminum frame and a matte finish. And I'll tell you, the build quality on this phone is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful. It feels extremely premium, and it feels really good in the hand, and it's very comfortable in the hand. Now, I currently have a case on it. This is the case that came in the box. Now, I always use cases on my phone because most times the phones are slippery, and also just for for drops. Now I don't drop my phone often, but it only takes one drop and it could totally destroy your phone. So I would suggest when you pay a good penny for a device, you want to protect it by using a good case on it. But that's just me. Now I know some people don't like cases. Some people would rather use like a skin or something like that. But your best bet is to use a case, in my opinion. All right. Next thing, the Mi 20 Pro also, let's get to the Note 10 Plus, I'm sorry. The build quality on the Note 10 Plus is also excellent. Has Gorilla Glass 6 on the front and the back with an aluminum frame. No matte finish now. So with the Note 10 Plus, it's a fingerprint magnet. Now, as you can see, I have a case on it. But I do love the build quality. It's excellent build quality. When you hold it in your hand, you're going to feel like you're holding an expensive piece of tech, which you really are, but it's not cheap feeling at all. It's very, very high quality materials. Okay, both phones have very high quality materials built into them. So you're going to love the build quality on both devices. All right, with the Mi 10 Pro, the design is pretty nice. It's not as nice to me as the Note 10 Plus, but it's a nice design. You got your 4 cameras on the back. You got your matte finish. Now it also has a rose gold trimming around the edges, which you may not be able to see. You may be able to see it a little bit, but it has a rose gold trimming around the edges, which I do like that. And you got this pearl white, which I like. Okay, so the design for this phone is not bad at all. I like the design of it. All right. Now, with the Note 10 Plus design, of course, this is nothing but elegance. Now, I'm going to take the case off so you can really see it. See, that's nothing but eye candy there. That's just nothing but total beauty and elegance. I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful device, and I love it. Okay? But the safest bet is in a case. Always. That's where I like it at. That's the safest place for it. It's in a case. All right. All right. Next, the Mi 10 Pro has Gorilla Glass 5, which I already discussed. The Note 10 has Gorilla Glass 6. All right, with the Mi 10, you got a 6.7-inch Full HD Plus Super AMOLED display. And I'm going to tell you, the display on this phone is absolutely beautiful. It's beautiful. Now, let me turn down the brightness so you'll be able to see it a little bit better. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, Samsung make the panels for this device, but it's absolutely beautiful, stunning. It looks like a Quad HD display, but it's not. It's Full HD. So I'm very, very impressed with that display. It's one of my favorite parts about this device. Now, with me, the display has to be beautiful. If the display is not beautiful and sharp and super bright, I tend not to hold on to those type of phones, honestly, because for me, it's about that display. Every time I turn the phone on, I want to look at the display. I want it to be beautiful. All right. Now, with the Note 10 Plus, you have a 6.8-inch Dynamic AMOLED Infinity O display. Now, with Samsung, you know they make the best displays in the business. No question about it, in my opinion. And in the opinion of most tech people. Okay, they make the best displays on any smartphone. And remember, they make the displays for a lot of companies. They make the displays for Xiaomi. They make them for the Pixel. They make them for iPhone. Okay, they make them for OnePlus. So they make displays for a lot of companies because they already know Samsung makes the best displays. They got the best AMOLED technology. All right. So you got a beautiful 6.8-inch display. Now, the thing I like about this display better than the Xiaomi is that it's a little taller and it's wider. See, when I show you, you can see the width. Now, the Note 10 Plus has a much bigger footprint than the Xiaomi. It's taller and it's wider. And I'm all about, having a large display because I like to view a lot of media content on my device, so I want a big display. And the Note 10 Plus does that for me. It's nice and tall and it's nice and wide. I love that. Now, it's not going to be an issue using it being wide. I know some people don't like too much of a wide device because they may have small hands, but all you got to do is use the one-handed mode, like I'm gonna show you right here. See, boom, you just made the whole display smaller, and you have full functionality of the whole display. It's just smaller. Now, if say you're a lefty, you can move it to the left side. You can use it on the left. So it doesn't matter. When you're done, you just put your hand in the dark spot. It gets bigger again. So you got one-handed mode on here. So the screen size should not be an issue for anybody, unless you just don't like big phones. The Xiaomi has the one-handed mode as well. You just slide over, boom, it goes down as well. Okay. Now you can't, and the thing about Xiaomi that I like that's different than Samsung, you could actually change the size, like the height of it, 4.5, 4.0, 3.5, so you can make the display even smaller. Now, that's something I hope Samsung will implement to even give you 3 different options to make it even smaller if you like, because everybody hand size is different. So that's really cool. I like that. Okay, so both have the one-handed mode linked in, but when it comes to just the display, I'm going to go with the Note 10 Plus because it's taller and it's wider, and I prefer a taller and wider display. All right, next thing. With the Mi 10 Pro, you got a 90 hertz refresh rate, which makes the phone much faster, and you get smoother scrolling. Now, to the average consumer, they don't care about that. They really don't. Not to the average consumer. To the tech geeks like myself and others, they care about 90 hertz refresh rates. They feel like now that phones are 90 hertz and 120 hertz, and they have a phone out that just came out, the ROG2, 144 hertz. So, you know, to them, it's all about the smoothness, the fluidity, the speed. You know, that's what they're all about. Now, for me, you know, I like 90 hertz, don't get me wrong, but I don't have to have it on my device. I'll take it, but I don't have to have it. So it's cool that the Mi 10 Pro has it, and it works really well. It's good. But the 60 hertz on the Note 10 Plus, it works just as fine. It's smooth. The scrolling is not quite as fast, but still, you know, for the average consumer, that's not going to be a big deal. And that's not a big deal for me. Okay. All right. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro has HDR10 Plus. The Note 10 Plus has HDR10 Plus. Next, the Mi 10 Pro has a Snapdragon 865. Okay, so that has a newer chip, and the Note 10 Plus has a Snapdragon 855. Now, in my opinion, you're going to get good speed on either. You're really not going to notice the difference in the speed, honestly, because both are very fast and snappy. So the Mi 10 Pro is probably a tad bit faster, but not so much faster that you're going to notice the difference, because when I use both devices, I can't really tell the difference between the two, honestly. So chipset is not an issue. Now, maybe in another year or so, the Mi 10 Pro might be a little faster because the Note 10 Plus chip will be even older. But it's not that much of a difference, because you got to remember, Note 10 Plus came out in August of last year, and the Mi 10 Pro just came out in February. So it's not that many months apart from the two chips, honestly. All right, next, the Mi 10 Pro has Android 10. The Note 10 Plus has Android 10. The Mi 10 Pro has the Mi UI 11, and the Note 10 Plus has the One UI. Now, which UI do I like better? I gotta go with the Note 10 Plus, because it's made by Samsung. They make it so when you can bring everything down low to make it reachable, and I like that. So say you want to scroll down like this, and you want to bring everything down, you just you just slide it right down. See how everything is easily reachable? You know, that's what they did with the One UI. They made everything so much more reachable. See how I could just slide all of this down? So say if I want to optimize, say if I want to check on my battery, and I want to get my hand on the battery usage, but it's way up there, all I got to do is slide down. Now I can easily reach it. So that's what One UI is all about, making, you know, the UI experience so much easier and more one-handed, so you easily can reach everything. And I like that. Now with the Mi UI, I'm not currently using it on the phone because it's kind of like it's all over the place, as far as there's no app drawer in the apps are all over the place. I don't like that. So I installed Nova Launcher, got things a lot better in order. And their UI is set up really different than Samsung. It's more kind of jumbled to me than Samsung. Samsung's is more, everything is better organized and put in sections. Mi UI is a little all over the place. You know, but you'll gradually get used to it the more you use the device. But if I had to pick between the two UIs, I'm definitely going with One UI. No question about it. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro has Face Unlock, very fast and accurate. It's much faster than the Note 10 Plus. Now let me give you an example, especially with the lift to wake. See that? Sometimes you don't, it's so fast you don't even see the lock screen. Now you're seeing it now, but a lot of times when I use it right there, you won't even see the lock screen. So it just opens it right up. So it's super, super fast and it's accurate. Excuse me. So it's much better on there. Now you do have Face Unlock, of course, on your Samsung. Let me turn this brightness down so I don't blind you guys. Alright, so used to having it all the way up. So I'm going to turn it off, and I'll do the same thing. Now you're going to see a difference with the raise to wake. Now you see how slow it is? Much slower than the Mi 10 Pro. Much, much slower. And now that time the laser rake didn't even work. See, it's just slow. Now it doesn't want to read my face. See, it's just very inaccurate, and I don't like that. That's pretty annoying. So I try not to use it that much. I mean, I have it where it's on, but a lot of times I don't depend on it to work. I just use the fingerprint sensor. So the face unlock on the Mi 10 Pro is way better than the face unlock on the Note 10 Plus. There's no competition. It's much faster and it's much more accurate. Next thing, Mi 10 Pro has an IR blaster. Now that's something that Samsung used to have, but no longer. They took it off. The last device to have the IR blaster was the Note 4. And this is what it is. Basically, it's a universal remote control where you control your television. Anything with an infrared sensor, you can use this to control it. And I love that. Samsung used to have that on their devices, and for some odd reason, they took them off. I don't know why. But with Xiaomi and Huawei, they still use the IR blaster, and I like that. So that's a big advantage for the Mi 10 Pro, in my opinion. That's something that should be on the Note 10 Plus, but it's not. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro in-display fingerprint sensor. It's very fast, has nice animations, and it has haptic feedback. And I'll show you. Turn it off. See right there? See that nice animation? Show it to you again. And it's not the fastest, but it's accurate. Opens right up. Now you got to hold your finger on it. You can't just tap it like that. You got to hold your finger on it. Boom, comes open. Now it's not 100% accurate, but I would say probably about 97%, and that's good. But the thing I like about it, you could change the animations, you could change the haptic feedback, you can make it even vibrate even more or less, and it's a lot better than the Samsung. It is. Now both have it, but I definitely enjoy the fingerprint sensor on the Mi 10 Pro over the Note 10 Plus, no question about it. Now I'll show you how this one works. And you can see it's much smaller. I don't know why Samsung made the fingerprint icon this small. So you press it, it pops open. Now it could be very inconsistent. Sometimes it's very fast, sometimes it's not. It just varies. So there's just a lot of inconsistency when it comes to the fingerprint sensor. So it does work, but you get no haptic feedback, you get no animation at all. So, and like I said, sometimes it's really fast, sometimes it's really slow. It just varies. So I would definitely, if I had to choose between in-display fingerprint sensors, I'm going with the Mi 10 Pro without question. It's just a better sensor, in my opinion. Next thing, Mi 10 Pro has 12 gigs of RAM. The Note 10 Plus has 12 gigs of RAM. Next, the Mi 10 Pro has 512 gigs of internal memory, which I love. And the Note 10 Plus has 256 gigs of internal storage. Now, the thing about the Mi 10 Pro, there is 3 variants. Well, actually only 2 variants. You get the 8 gigs, 256. You get the 12 gigs, 256. And you get the 12 gigs, 512. But with Samsung, now they do have a 512 variant, but most people are not going to buy that because it's going to be too expensive. But just between these two, you got the Note 10 Plus with 256 gigs of internal memory, and you have the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro with 512 gigs of internal memory. So hands down, that goes to Xiaomi. All right, next thing, the Mi 10 Pro, no expandable memory. Now that's the thing to me that hurts this phone. Not hurt it in a way where it makes it a bad device, but it hurts it because that's something that the Note 10 Plus does have. So when you talk about the Note 10 Plus, you do have expandable memory, and not only expandable memory, but you have expanded up to 1 terabyte. So just think about this. So if you get the 512 gig variant of the Note 10 Plus, and then you add put in a micro SD card, 1 terabyte. So now you got 1.5 terabytes. of storage on your device. Now, I'll take a terabyte and 256, so that's cool with me. So, but I think Xiaomi should definitely add expandable memory on their device, especially with it being a flagship. And it does have a lot of features and things on it, but that's something that's solely lacking from this device. Now, I know some of you out there going to say, well, man, it has 512 gigs. I mean, how many do you need? Me, I need tons and tons of storage because I'm a storage monster. I store a lot of movies and videos and photos and music on my device, so I need it. I'm not overly into the cloud thing. Now, I do use Google Cloud. It automatically uploads my stuff to the Google Cloud, but I prefer to have everything directly on my device. That's just the way I am. That's the way I like it. Okay. Now, for the average consumer, 512 gigs is more than enough, and that's almost unlimited storage. So that's going to be plenty. But I like the fact that if I got the larger variant with the Note 10 Plus, the 512, I still can expand that memory even more. So advantage definitely the Note 10 Plus. Next, the Mi 10 Pro has a 4,500 milliamp battery. It gets great battery life. Now, I can, with light to medium usage, I can get 2 days of battery life. Medium heavy, 1 full day easily. I mean, medium to heavy, actually a day and a half. And heavy, 1 full day, and I'm talking at least 20 to 21 hours of usage with over 9 hours of screen on time. So the battery life on the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro is phenomenal. It's great. I love it. Okay, it doesn't drain battery quickly. It handles battery extremely well. Now, with the Note 10 Plus, you have a 4,300 milliamp battery, and it also has great battery life, but it doesn't compare to the Xiaomi. Now, you could probably get a day and a half with the Note if you don't have the brightness at 100% like I do, and you're using always on display, and you're using the phone real heavy. You could probably get a day and a half with light usage. But medium to heavy, you only gonna get a day. That's it. And heavy, I could kill it in less than a day if I'm using it really heavy, like depending on what I'm doing. Now, let me say this, and I always say this all the time: battery usage and batteries, battery usage is going to vary depending on how you use your device. Now, if you're using a lot of 4K video, if you're shooting 8K video, and you're using the phone for heavy gaming, intensive gaming, you're going to drain the battery a lot faster. The phone is going to get a little warm, and you're going to drain the battery a lot faster. So it's going to come down to how you use your device. But both get great battery life. But the battery life on the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro is better than the Note 10 Plus. Next thing, with the Mi 10 Pro, you're getting 50-watt super fast charging. I'll say it again, 50-watt super fast charger. So basically, you can go from 0 to 100% in 45 minutes. That's phenomenal. I'm telling you, that is just crazy fast. All right. And you could also go from 0 to 70% in 0 to 70% in 20 minutes. Imagine that. A dead phone, and in 20 minutes, you got 70% battery. That's phenomenal. I love that. You gotta love that. All right. Now, with the Note 10 Plus, you do have 25-watt charging and up to 45-watt super fast chargers. So they give you a 25-watt charger in the box, but you can get the 45-watt super fast charger directly from Samsung. Now, that's going to cost you about $70 or $50, depending on what it costs now. I'm not sure, but you're going to have to pay extra for that. Now, with the 25-watt charger that comes in the box, you can go from 0 to 100% in 65 minutes and from 0 to 55% in 30 minutes. So both are fast, but clearly you're going to get faster charging speeds through a wire connection on the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro. No question about it. Now, the Mi 10 Pro has 30-watt fast wireless charger. I'll say it again. 30-watt fast wireless charging. So basically, you can go from 0 to 100%. Listen to me, y'all. 0 from 100% in 65 minutes with a wireless charger. Now, with a wired connection, you're doing that with the Note 10 Plus. But with a wireless charger, you can go from 0 to 100% in just a little over an hour, and 0 to 55% in 30 minutes. That's crazy. And I'm loving that, because most of the time I put my phone on the wireless charger. I don't even use the wired connection, because the wireless charger is just as fast. I mean, honestly, it's a 20% difference. You got 50 and you got 30, but the 30 is adequate enough, especially when you can go from 0 to 70 in 30 minutes. I mean, it's phenomenal. So I love that. All right, with the Note 10 Plus, you get 15 watt wireless charging. Just 15 watts, y'all. Now, from 0 to 100% over like 2 hours and 40 minutes. Now, from 0 to 50%, you're looking at an hour and a half. So it's clearly slower than the Mi 10 Pro. The Mi 10 Pro is way faster with wired charging and wireless charging. So the winner easily for that is the Mi 10 Pro. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro has 10 watt reverse wireless charging, meaning you could put a phone that has Qi wireless charging capabilities on the back of your phone and charge it. Now, it's not the fastest charging option in the world, but it will charge. And it also can charge your smartwatch and also charge your wireless headphones. So that's a good option to have. And it's 10 watts. Now, with the Note 10 Plus, it has 9 watt reverse wireless charging. So it's a little bit slower, but you can do the same things with that you can with the Mi 10 Pro. So when it comes to battery charging speeds on everything, the reverse wireless charging is faster on the Mi 10 Pro. The wired charging is faster on the Mi 10 Pro. And the wireless charging is faster on the Mi 10 Pro. Next thing, Mi 10 Pro has always-on display. Also, Samsung has an always-on display. But the always-on display on the Note 10 Plus is more functional. And I'm going to turn both phones off and let you see the always-on displays. And they both are nice, and I like them both. But Samsung, I like it better, and it's more functional. Now, I know as soon as I lift them up, they're going to turn on. So I'll wait till they turn off, and then I'm going to show you something. Okay, now, with Xiaomi, you can see the time, and you get your battery percentage. Now, currently, I don't have any notifications, but they would show at the bottom, just like Samsung does with the color variation. They will show at the bottom. But the difference between this one and this one, also with the Samsung, you can see the date. It's bigger. It's a little brighter. Also, you can see the day, the date, and the battery percentage. And, oh, you see that animation? You can see the date, the time, the date, the day, the battery percentage, the notifications, and the fingerprint sensor. On this one, you can only see, as you can see right down there, you can see that notification, but no fingerprint sensor until you tilt the phone or you double tap. I like the fact that when I'm using the always on display, it'll always show me the fingerprint sensor, so I always know where it's at. I don't have to guess. And also with this one, you could change you can use your media, you can change the brightness, you could check your events for the day, what apps are running in the background. So Samsung is more functional than the Mi 10 Pro. Now with the Mi 10 Pro, you can use other things like themes and style and, kaleidoscope and different things. Samsung, of course, has tons and tons of themes and different clocks and different things you could change on their phone as well. You could use a picture on the Xiaomi Mi 10. You could use a signature. So both are really good, but I like Samsung a lot better. But I'm glad they both have it, because that's a feature that I just, I prefer to have on all my devices. Unfortunately, all my devices don't have the always on display, but that's something I definitely want on my device. And for some people, you don't care about that. Some people have these phones and they don't even use the always on display, but I do every day. All right, next thing. Mi 10 Pro dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, I already did the review for the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, and I let y'all listen to the speakers. They are absolutely phenomenal. Very, very, very good speaker. I mean, great. Just awesome. High depth of sound, high quality stereo sound. They're just unbelievably good. I mean, seriously, they're just off the chain. Also, the Note 10 Plus has dual stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos, and they sound good as well, but they don't have the depth of sound that the Mi 10 Pro has. They just don't, not even close. They are actually a little louder than the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro, but they don't sound as good. They just don't. And I'm telling you, the speakers on the Note 10 Plus are very, very good. They got good quality sound, and they get really loud, but the depth of sound, the bass, the fullness of the sound of the Xiaomi is far superior to that of the Note 10 Plus. That's my experience. Some may disagree. All right, with the Mi 10 Pro, you got a 24-bit audio, which sounds absolutely amazing. You plug in a set of headphones. You have so many different options. With the headphones also, they got an equalizer. You can adjust the sound however you want. They have so many different variations of different sounds that you could adjust. Samsung has a 32-bit audio that sounds great as well. Have a lot of different sound variations, adjustments you can make to the sound. But just in my opinion, based on my experience with both, using the sound here and changing this and changing that, the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro's audio is just far superior to that of Samsung. Now, I'm not saying Samsung is bad. No, Samsung's audio is great too, but Xiaomi's is just much better. It just is. To me, it's on the level of the LG, the 32-bit quad hi-fi DAC on that device, like the V series. That's how good the audio sound, on the Mi 10 Pro, in my opinion. They just sound much, much better. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro, no headphone jack, which I don't like. I don't like any phone that don't have a headphone jack. But it is what it is. Also, the Note 10 Plus, no headphone jack. The only reason why I keep saying that, and people I know want to say, well, man, this guy keep harping about the headphone jack, no headphone jack. Yes, because the headphone jack, you get better, superior quality of sound through a wired connection than you do Bluetooth. It's just a fact. I went to the gym today, and I decided to use my Bluetooth headphones with my Note 10 Plus. And the sound was decent, but it wasn't great or phenomenal. I take those out, and I brought my wired ones just in case, I didn't, wanted a different or better sound. Plugged in the AKG tuned headphones, and man, it's like night and day. The sound is so much better. It's far superior to that of Bluetooth wired headphones. So I'm just trying to tell y'all and help y'all understand, you just get better quality of sound with wired headphones, okay? Now, I know that wireless is that's what they do now. That's the new thing and nobody wants wires. But the thing that makes me angry about this headphone thing is, like with Samsung and these other companies, they could put them on their mid-tier and budget phones, but they won't put them on their premier, flagship, premium devices, that the ones that cost the most. That's what infuriates me. You're making me pay this premium price, but you're taking away a feature that I want on my device. So I don't like that. And neither one of them have that, unfortunately. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro has no Quad HD display. The Note 10 Plus does have a Quad HD display. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Based on my experience with both, the Mi 10 Pro actually looks like it has a Quad HD display. And it's only Full HD Plus. But it's a Super AMOLED panel. So, in my opinion, it looks just as good as the Note 10 Plus with the Quad HD display. So, on that, I would say definitely even, in my opinion. All right, with the Mi 10 Pro next, you got no IP68 water and dust resistance, which is unfortunate, especially with this phone being as much as it was when it first came out, as $1,000, and it's a flagship. So it's unfortunate it doesn't have an IP rating. However, with the Note 10 Plus, you do get IP68 water and dust resistance. So if I'm around water, no problem. I could drop it in 5 feet of water for 30 minutes and no damage will be done to the device. I could even take out the S Pen and use the phone underwater. The S Pen is also waterproof. So advantage definitely to the Note 10 Plus on that. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro has Wi-Fi 6. Now that's only if you have a up-to-date router in your house that's Wi-Fi 6 capable, but it does have it. With the Note 10 Plus, you only have Wi-Fi 5. Next thing, with the Mi 10 Pro, you got Bluetooth 5.1. With the Note 10 Plus, you got Bluetooth 5.0. Next, with the Mi 10 Pro, you got NFC, Note 10 Plus NFC. Next, Mi 10 Pro Google Pay, Note 10 Plus Samsung Pay. Now, for those of you that use your phone to make payments, you're going to already know, for those that are familiar with this, that Samsung Pay is the best mobile payment on the market. It's accepted everywhere. So advantage definitely to the Note 10 Plus. Next thing, second space. Now second space is something I showed you guys when I did my full review. Basically, it's almost like having two phones in one. You use a different fingerprint, it'll take you to a whole nother home screen, and it's almost like having two phones in one. For a lot of you, you might like that if you know, say your kids like playing with your phone, but you don't want them to mess with sensitive information on your phone. Just put it on second space, let them play with it to their heart's content. You ain't got to worry about them meddling or seeing anything that you don't want them to see. However, with the Samsung, you got with the Note 10 Plus, you have secure folder. So it's just a folder, but it basically works the same. It's just you're not changing your home screen. You just go into the folder. You could have video, apps, photos, things in there that you could lock up, and you have to use your fingerprint. Also, you can use a password, but it's safe in there. And every time you come out of that app, it automatically locks. So you don't have to worry about, oh man, did I lock it? You don't have to worry about that. As soon as you come out of it, it automatically locks. Also, say if you open up your secure folder, the camera is already inside the folder. So if you shoot any video from secure folder, it's already going to be secured in secure folder. So you don't have to worry about, well, I got to take this photo or this picture, this video or this photo, and I got to put it in my secure folder. You don't have to do that. Open up secure folder, take your photos and your video from secure folder. Then when you get done, it's already stored in there, so you don't have to worry about putting it in there later. Next thing, Mi 10 Pro has screen recording. The Note 10 Plus also has screen recording. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro is 5G capable. The Note 10 Plus is not 5G capable, although they do have a 5G variant, but you're going to pay through the nose for that. Note 10 is only 4G compatible right now, okay? All right. Mi 10 Pro notification animation, which basically the whole phone lights up. I'll show you real quick. See if I can find it. I know sometimes it's not easy to find things in here. Let me see, where would that be? I think that might be in display. Let me see, refresh rate. Hope I can find it for y'all really quick, just to show y'all what I mean. Let me see, always on display. See, that's why I said it's hard to find things in here, because they're kind of all over the place. And right in, let me see, maybe it's a notification. No, it's not a notification. Home screen, no. See, right now I just can't remember exactly where it's at, but basically it's similar to the edge lighting on the Galaxy, where there's a nice animation when you get only when the screen is off. On the lock screen, when you get a notification, the whole screen gives you a nice animation, and I think that's really cool. As now with Samsung, you get the borders of the screen lights up, and it can light up in different colors. It can go fast and go slow. You can change how fast it is, and I like the edge lighting a little bit better. I do like both, but I like the edge lighting a little bit better, because you're going to see it whether the phone is off or on. Either way, you're going to see it all the time. With the Xiaomi, you're only going to see it on the lock screen. All right, next thing. Note 10 Plus has edge. I already talked about edge lighting. The Mi 10 Pro, no edge panels. And of course, the Note 10 Plus does have the edge panels. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with that, I'll show you really quick. See that right on the side? Now, that's for when I want to call people. I press their face. It gives me an option whether I want to send them a text message or dial their number. That's just one thing. Next thing, you got clipboard, so I can take screenshots. I could put Bible verses in there, which is what I have here. I could just click on it. It'll just make it bigger for me. I could share it and all that. So that's cool. And you can control your music with the side panel. And here you got your task menu. You got video. You can shoot video, add an event, create a note, compose a note, add an alarm, take a screenshot, record audio, I'm sorry, take a photo, and use a timer. And you can edit that however order you want. Next one, of course, you can see here is the weather. You see the current weather, what it feels like, what the current temperature is, the humidity, and the UV index. Next one here, you got apps pair. So I got all these apps already paired up because this phone can also do multitasking. So if I want to press on one, all I do is just hit. It automatically goes into multitasking. So down here, I got YouTube. And up here, I got maps. So say if I want to go somewhere on the map, that'll work. It'll take me there to hit the directions. But at the same time, I want to watch a video. I could do both. Start.
INFI and ITI of Ardmore may close within 1 hour of when you arrive.
See that?
What's up, everybody?
So basically what I'm saying, that's cool. So say if I need to, go somewhere, I can still see that, but I can still listen to my YouTube video if I'm in my car. So that's cool. Love that. And I got a bunch of them. I got a bunch of them lined up, as you can see. A bunch of them. All right, next thing, you got your sports. Now, we know sports haven't been going on for a while, but they're about to start up. So now I'm going to be able to see the sports. I'm going to be able to keep up with the scores and all that stuff. So I like that. All my teams, okay? And here, for my calendar edge, if I had an event, it would be in here. And also, calendar, it'll show me the first 3 calendars, but I can scroll up and see more. So I like that as well. Then you got your notification edge. And that's it. So I love the edge panels because I use them. Now there's some people that don't even use them, and I think it's unfortunate because they're very helpful. They're very helpful. So kudos to Samsung for the edge panels. I love that. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro has 4 cameras on the rear, and you're going to get great camera quality out of the Mi 10 Pro. Now, I'm telling you, I took photos with this downtown in Philadelphia, and I'm telling you, the photos that I took, they came out excellent. Now, you can check that out in my full review of that device, of the Mi 10 Pro, and you could judge for yourself. What do you think of the pictures in low light and very bright environments? I put 2 videos on there. The cameras on this phone are phenomenal. They really are. Now, the Note 10 Plus also has 4 cameras on the rear. Now, I forgot to mention, the Mi 10 Pro also has the little small punch out on the left side. Samsung has theirs in the middle of the device. Now, I prefer it in the middle. That's just me. All right, so back to Samsung and their 4 cameras on the rear. Excellent camera quality. Got tons and tons of shooting modes on there. And I just absolutely, it takes phenomenal pictures and video. So you're not going to go wrong with either device when it comes to camera quality. Now with the Mi 10 Pro, now this is the only difference between the Mi 10 Pro and the Note 10 Plus. The Mi 10 Pro has a 108 megapixel camera lens, and it also shoots in 8K at 30 frames per second. Sorry. Now with the Note 10 Plus, it has more shooting modes such as Pro Video mode, Live Focus Video, Super Slow Motion, Food mode, Single Take, and Instagram mode. Now that's not all of the most, but that's the ones that I use the most. And the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro don't have any of those. They just don't. Okay, it could also, with the Note 10 Plus, it could also shoot at 4K at 60 frames per second on the selfie camera. The Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro doesn't shoot in 4K at 60 frames per second. It doesn't. Also, the Samsung can shoot at 1080p at 60 frames per second. The Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro cannot shoot at 1080p at 60 frames, only 30 frames per second. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro gives you one clear textured case in the box, which I like. And I think all phones that are the top dog phones, flagship, premium devices should give you at least one case in the box. The Note 10 Plus, no case in the box. In my opinion, that's totally unacceptable because when this phone was released, it was $1,100, and I can't understand why Samsung can't give you one case. Now, they can give you a case for the A71, they can give you a case for the Note 10 Lite, but you can't give me a case for your most premium device? Makes no sense to me. All right, next, the Mi 10 Pro, no headphones in the box. Now, however, you do get a dongle, but you don't get no headphones. Now, in my opinion, I'd rather have the headphones as opposed to just a dongle. Like, okay, the dongle's cool, but why can't I get a set of headphones and you charging me $1,000 for this device? So that's unacceptable to me. With Samsung, you're getting a pair of AKG tuned USB Type-C headphones in the box. Now, they don't give you a dongle, so you got one giving you a pair of headphones that you can actually use with the phone because they're USB Type-C. But with the Xiaomi, you don't get a pair of headphones, but you get a dongle that you can't do nothing with, especially if you don't have a pair of headphones. Now, of course, I know most people do have headphones, maybe old headphones, or you just go to the store and get some headphones, but it's not the point. It should have headphones in the box. If a $200 device can have headphones in the box, a $1,000 device can have headphones in the box. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro has better button placement. What I mean by that is that the power button is on the right side of the phone as well as the volume button, and it's very, very easily reachable. With the Note 10 Plus, you got the power button on the left side and the volume rockers on the left. Nothing on the right side of the phone. Stupid, dumb button placement. Now, I don't have the biggest problem with the volume buttons being on the left because I'm used to that from Samsung and most devices, but the power button being on the left side is just stupid. Okay, that was a bad move by Samsung. Next thing, the Mi 10 Pro has a one-handed mode, which I already showed you, and also the Note 10 Plus has a one-handed mode. However, the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro gives you three options as to the size of the screen when you make it smaller. Next thing, Mi 10 Pro can be used upside down. Now, I did show you that for those that watch my full review on this device. Basically, look, it's upside down, and you can still use the phone normally, and you turn it back around and it goes right back. So you can't do that with the Note 10 Plus. Also, in landscape mode, you can see the full view of this wallpaper. You can't do that with the Note 10 Plus, and I'm gonna show you. There's no distortion, there's no divide. Turn this upside down. See, that ain't happening. It ain't turning upside down. Also, when you turn it here, now I don't know if y'all can see that. You see how it's split? It's split down the middle, and it's not cohesive. It's not together. See? Then when you put it back like that, now it goes back to normal. You don't have that problem with the Mi 10 Pro. You're going to get a full screen. You're not going to get any distortion. So advantage Mi 10 Pro on that. All right, next thing. Note 10 Plus has Samsung DeX. Basically, you turn your phone into a desktop computer. Mi 10 Pro does not have that capability. So that's a big deal, especially for those that use Samsung DeX. That's really a cool feature to have on this device. Next thing and final thing, well, not final thing, but almost the final thing, but this is the thing that separates these two devices. The Note 10 Plus has the S Pen, and the S Pen is what separates this device from any device on the market. Okay, this is what makes the Note a Note. You could do so many things with this. Create a note, view your notes, smart select, screen write, RA doodles, translate, magnify, coloring, write on your calendar, pin up, even more stuff than that. You control your media. You could take pictures with the S Pen. You got your air gestures where you could go forward or back with music or video. I mean, there's just so many things you could do with this S Pen. Actually, when the screen is off, you could write on the screen. You could change the color. So many things you could do with this S Pen. Okay, copy and paste, sign documents, a lot. So this is what separates this phone from any phone on the market, is the almighty S Pen, and I absolutely love that. Now I know there's probably quite a few people that don't even use their S Pen, and it's a shame because it has so many features, and it could really help you in your day-to-day, uses of your device. You can use it as a mouse. You could expand, make things bigger. You can use it to translate. I mean, you could translate from what you write to text. I mean, it could do so many things. So people that have your Note, start using the S Pen more, because the more you use the S Pen, the more you're going to want to use the S Pen. All right. And the last thing, both of these devices have a lot of features attached to them. I mean, they really do. You could do so many things with the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro. So many things that when I did my review, I couldn't get into everything because it would have been over 2 hours, that video. I mean, it was already over an hour, which I don't like doing videos that long. But sometimes when you're trying to explain, things on these devices, and you want to let people know, give them as much information as possible, sometimes these videos are going to be a little longer than you intend. At least that's just the way I like to do my videos. I like to give you all as much info as possible, especially when you're about to make a decision of what type of device you want to invest in, because these devices are not cheap. Now, I know probably many people out there are not even thinking about a new device because of the situation we're dealing with and money's tight, and I understand that. But if you do have the money and money's not an issue, you're not having a problem in that area, and you're looking to get a device, these are two really great options, because with the Note 10 Plus, you can get it for under $600 in some places. Like on eBay, you can get it for under $600. With the Xiaomi, you can get the 8 gig 256 variant for $729. So you're still getting, and you're getting a lot of phone for that price. You're not being cheated at all. Now, of course, it's missing a few things, but overall, you're still getting a great device. This phone here, the Mi 10 Pro, you're going to get a great display. You're going to get great cameras. You're going to get great battery life. You're going to get great build quality. You're going to get great speakers. You're going to get great audio sound. You're going to get an IR blaster. You're getting 12 gigs of RAM. You're getting 512 gigs of storage. You're getting the 865 Snapdragon. You're getting 2 years of updates. You already got Android 10 on there. You got the dark mode, screen recording, NFC. I mean, it's loaded. So you're getting a top-notch device. With the Note 10 Plus, I don't even have to run down all the features because y'all already know, because more people are familiar with Samsung than they do Xiaomi, at least in this country, because they don't advertise Xiaomi phones in the United States. If you want to know about Xiaomi, you get on YouTube, you look at a bunch of videos, and you get acquainted with it. But they don't advertise Xiaomi or OnePlus in this country. That's why I think those phones don't do or sell as well as they could if they just advertised. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, Xiaomi's been around for 10 years, and this phone is awesome. I mean, you won't be disappointed at all. It's an awesome device. You don't have to use the UI that comes with it. You can easily install Nova Launcher or whatever launcher that you like, that you're familiar with, and use that. But it's definitely an awesome device. Definitely worth picking up, and I highly recommend it. I would give it 4.5 stars, which is something I forgot to do when I did my review. I would give it 4.5 stars. Only reason why I'm not giving it 5 stars because no expandable memory, no IP68 water and dust resistance, and stuff like that matters to me. Those two things are important to me. But if it had those things plus a headphone jack, I'd give it a 5 easily. With the Note 10 Plus, I can't give it a 5 either. It's missing some things. I give it 4.5 stars as well. It's missing a headphone jack. It's missing the iris sensor, which I love. It's missing the heart rate monitor, which I like. You know, it's missing some things too. Now, it's not missing as many things as the Xiaomi is, and it's missing the IR blaster, which the Xiaomi does have. So both are missing some things, but just far as the overall package, of course, I'm going with the Note 10 Plus. Just the overall package, everything that you're getting, I'm going with the Note 10 Plus, especially because of that S Pen and the size of this display. That big 6.8 inch dynamic AMOLED display is nice and tall and is wide. And when you're watching a movie on it, it's almost like holding a small TV in your hand. So for me, pound for pound, the Note 10 Plus is my phone of choice. All right, now, and the very last thing, both are highly customizable. For those that really are into Android and you like to customize your phone and you want it to look different than anybody else's phone, they're both highly customizable. All right, thank you guys very much for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate you. I do have more comparisons on the way. Hope you enjoyed this comparison. I want to thank all my subscribers. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate it. Hope everyone out there is staying safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Once again, that was my comparison of the Xiaomi Mi 10 Pro 5G and the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Y'all take care. Peace.